Yo, ncyland, this video is called How Ancient Humans Killed Boredom.
Right now,
if I'm in the ancient human society, nigga, I'm throwing sticks and stones. We're never getting bored.
Things to watch. A podcast for every topic that has ever existed. And somehow, you still get bored. So here's a question nobody thinks to ask. What did ancient humans do when they were bored? Not medieval humans, not ancient Romans, not even ancient Egyptians. We're going back further than that. 100,000 years. 200,000 years.
Now,
back
what
when there was
did
no
they
writing,
do?
no art, no music, no language as we know it. Just people, sitting there, with nothing to do. The answer changes everything we think we know about creativity, religion, and why your brain works the way it does. But first, did boredom even exist back then? This is actually a
Nah, there's no way you get bored. Like, really think about that fucking question, though. You're telling me you're an ancient human. Nigga, all you have to do is fucking, shelter and food. If you have shelter and food, my nigga, you're rich. All you gotta do, hunt once a day, get you a little, big ass meal, fuck that shit up, nigga, and you're good. I'm telling you, if I'm an ancient human, gang, we're throwing sticks and stones and we're eating fucking wild pigs, gang. That shit gonna be fun as fuck.
For a long time, researchers assumed our earliest ancestors were too busy surviving to get bored. Every waking hour was hunting, foraging, building shelter. There was no downtime. But that assumption turned out to be wrong. Very wrong. In 1966, anthropologist Marshall Salins published a paper that flipped everything. He had spent years studying the Kung San people of the Kalahari Desert, one of the last groups on Earth still living something close to the original human lifestyle. What he found was this. They worked, on average, about 15 to 20 hours per week.
Wait, is that shit not weird, though? Like, you're telling me there's people on this Earth that still don't have fucking technology? Fucking update them. Get them to the next update. Feed them some fucking technology. Like, that shit has to be depressing.
That's it.
Knowing that people out here, is on the internet and you're not.
They rested, they talked,
I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy.
They did nothing in particular. Salins called them the original affluent society. Not because they had stuff, because they had time. More free time than most modern humans ever get. So the question isn't whether ancient humans got bored. The question is what happened when they did. Let's start with the obvious one. They played. This sounds simple. It isn't. In 2010, archaeologist Francesco De Rico and his team studied a collection of shells found at a site in South Africa called Blombos Cave.
Play?
The shells were 75,000 years old. They had holes drilled through them.
Look, I'm telling you right now, they're gonna throw fucking sticks and stones, gang. That's the original game.
These weren't
bang
tools.
your fucking head, throw some sticks and stones.
They weren't food. They were beads. Someone had sat down 75,000 years ago with nothing better to do and made themselves jewelry. That's the oldest known art object in human history, and it started with boredom. But here's what's really interesting. Making those beads would have taken hours, maybe days. Drilling through a shell with a stone tool, without electricity, without metal, without patience built by a lifetime of entertainment. That is a long afternoon. And they did it anyway, because the alternative was staring at the wall of a cave. Necessity didn't invent art, boredom did. The same pattern shows up in music. In 2008, researchers excavating a cave in southern Germany found a flute. It was made from the bone of a vulture. It had 5 finger holes. It was 40...
Gang, I feel like, nigga, there's so much shit to do now. It's like you get overstimulated. Like, do y'all ever feel like bored, but like you got some shit to do? I swear to God, that'd be like the worst feeling. It's like, I have so much options. It's like, I'd rather just go to sleep. But I feel like that's not really being bored. Nigga, you have hella shit to do. Especially if you're an ancient human. Like, hunting, that has to be like top 10. That has to be top 10 fucking experiences of all time. You're telling me you're out with your family, grabbing spears, nigga. No racism. And just throwing that shit at a fucking deer, my nigga.
1,000 years old. Someone,
that gotta be top 10.
40,000 years ago, before agriculture, before cities, before any civilization we would recognize, sat down and invented music. Not because they had to, because they had a free afternoon and a bird bone. And it turns out music is what the brain does when it has nothing else to process. Neuroscientist Daniel Levitin, who studies the origins of music, argues that musical ability is older than language. Our brains were wired for rhythm and melody before we could form complex sentences, because rhythm is pattern recognition, and pattern recognition kept us alive. But boredom didn't just invent art and music. It invented something far more powerful. It invented imagination. Think about this. You cannot be bored without a concept of time. To be bored, you have to know that this moment is lasting too long. that something else could be happening, that the future exists and it could be better than right now. Boredom is, in a very real sense, the first sign that a brain has developed the ability to imagine things that don't exist yet. Animals don't get bored the way humans do. A dog waiting for...
Wait, you're telling me right fucking now that we're so smart that we get bored? Now, I never thought about that shit. Like, nigga, we were slow, like, stupid. Like, we didn't have no fucking time. Like, all we really thought about was, like, now. Like, you know when people be like, yo, you gotta stay in the present. Like, don't think too far in the future. Like, they weren't thinking far in the future at all. Like, they were thinking now. Like, if you lived your life in the present, like, you really wouldn't be bored if you think about it.
its owner
Like,
isn't bored.
do you think a dog
It's
is
just
fucking
waiting.
bored?
It doesn't
No.
have a concept of what else it could be doing. But a human sitting in a cave 100,000 years ago, staring at the fire, nothing to do, starts to think. What if the hunt goes wrong tomorrow? What if that sound outside is a predator? What's beyond that mountain? Where do we go when we die? Every question religion has ever asked. Every question philosophy has ever asked. Every question science is still trying to answer. All of them started the same way. Someone was bored, and their mind started wandering. In 2013, psychologist Sandy Mann published research showing that boredom significantly increases creative output. She had people perform the most boring tasks she could devise, copying numbers from a phone book, and then tested their creativity immediately afterward. The bored group dramatically outperformed everyone else, because boredom forces the brain to generate its own stimulation, and the brain, when left to its own devices, is extraordinary. But there's one more thing ancient humans did when they were bored, and it's the one that mattered most. They talked.
Wait, you're telling me right fucking now, if I get bored enough, I get more creative. Gang, I'm finna lock myself in an all-white room with handcuffs on for 48 hours, and I'm finna create a fucking masterpiece. No
Not about
fucking way
hunting,
that's how it works.
not about food, not about logistics. They told stories. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar, the same researcher who discovered that human social groups naturally cap at around 150 people, spent years studying what humans talk about when they're not talking about anything important. His finding? Roughly 65% of all human conversation is social gossip. Who did what? Who said what? What happened to someone you both know? This sounds like a waste of time. It wasn't. Dunbar argues that language itself evolved not for practical
So we
communication,
couldn't mind our
but for
fucking
social
business
bonding.
since the start?
Before language, primates bonded by grooming each other, physically. But grooming takes time. It's one-to-one. You can only groom one friend at a time. Language replaced grooming. Now you could bond with 3 people at once. 10. A whole group around a fire. You could tell a story about someone who wasn't even there. You could build trust with people you'd never touched. Language, and therefore human civilization.
Me personally, my nigga, if I'd rather have the fucking back scratch, what? I would rather fucking be a monkey and take the back scratch, nigga. Fuck talking to everybody. You're telling me I could have just been a simple monkey and got my back scratched, but we replaced that shit for talking? My nigga, I do not want to talk to y'all. I know I'm playing. Look, of course I want to talk to y'all niggas, but I don't want to talk to fucking everybody. What the fuck?
Didn't emerge because we needed to coordinate hunts. It
Yeah, I'll
emerged
take
because
the
we
back
were
scratch.
sitting around with nothing to do.
I'd rather
and we
de-evolve.
started talking about each other. Boredom invented gossip, and gossip invented society. So here's where we've ended up. 75,000 years ago, someone bored in a cave made a bead. 40,000 years ago, someone bored in a different cave made a flute. And somewhere in between, people sitting around fires with nothing to do started asking questions no one had answers to. About death, about the sky, about why things are the way they are. And some of those questions became religion. Some of them became science. Some of them became art. Some of them became you, lying awake at 2 a.m. with your phone on your chest, thinking about nothing in particular. Here's the part nobody talks about. Modern psychology has a term for what happens when you eliminate boredom completely. They call it cognitive overload. When every moment is stimulated, the brain never gets the chance to do what it was built to do in the quiet moments. Process, consolidate, create. The default mode network, the part of your brain that activates when you're doing nothing, is the same.
Like, do y'all ever think about, like, nigga, if one person wasn't born at the right time, my nigga, you would not be here, gang. Like, you're really blessed to be in his life. Like, if you don't believe in God, nigga, shit. Hey. You still gotta have something grateful, you feel me, to be alive for. Like, God damn, we really on this earth right now, nigga. We walking around, doing fucking bullshit. Ain't gonna lie. Yo, This got to be one lame ass Earth though. Like we could be doing anything with our technology, my nigga. But I gotta work a 9 to 5. No way.
Same network responsible for
No
creativity,
way, bro.
self-reflection.
I gotta
and
work a
empathy.
9 to 5
It
all my
only
life
turns on when you're bored.
for 50
We
years.
spent 300,000 years learning to fill silence with something meaningful.
Bro, I'm telling
Then
you,
we
I'd rather
invented
take the back
smartphone,
scratches.
and
Like
we've
I'll
been filling
just,
silence ever since.
or
But
I'd
every
rather
time
be
you
a
put
monkey,
the
bro.
phone down and sit with nothing for a moment, every time your mind starts to wander and you let it, you're doing the same thing the person in the cave was doing, the same thing that made the bead, the same thing that made the flute, the same thing that looked up at the stars and started asking why. Boredom didn't hold ancient humans back. It's what made them human, and it might be doing the same thing for you if you let it.
W video, moral of the story. Make sure you tell your mom you love her. But hey, let me know if you want to react to more scientifical videos in Nicey Gang.